Before the video starts, I just want to say a big thank you to the guys over at EA for sponsoring today's video. I was lucky enough to get early access to Apex Legends Legacy, which comes out May the 4th. There's 3 big things coming with this new update: a new game mode, a new legend, and a new weapon. So that's what I'll be talking about in today's video. I'll break down everything you need to know about Apex Legends Legacy. Let's start out with the arenas. Basically, what the arenas is, it's a 3v3 style combat game mode, and it comes with 3 maps at launch. You can win the match by winning at least 3 rounds and be ahead of your enemies by at least 2 points. This game mode is very fun, and it reminds me of Valorant mixed with CSGO Wingman all in one. You start out with a base of 550 points to buy weapons, throwables, meds, and shield bats / cells. Unlike Valorant or CSGO Wingman, no matter what happens, if you win or lose the round, you do not keep anything from your loadout. They did this for a balancing factor, and if you lose multiple rounds, you can still come back and win. You're rewarded with more points the better you play. For example, you receive 75 points for each kill. Also, around the map, there's containers, kind of like in the Battle Royale, where you basically just go up to it, you pick it up, and it's 200 extra points. All you need is one of your teammates to go up to it, and everybody in the squad gets 200 extra points. I found that this game mode is more strategy than just normal run and gun BR type gameplay, which I'm a huge fan of. It's the main reason why I fell in love with Rainbow Six Siege. Oh, and by the way, did I mention you get 2 great weapons for free? You don't even have to buy and spend your precious points. You get the P2020 in the Mozambique shotgun. So just spend all your currency on meds to start out with. Seriously though, I tried a bunch of different class setups for the first round, and honestly, your best option is to buy around your playstyle. My favorite is grabbing an alternator and buying meds and just playing very aggressive to try and grab the weapons in the airdrop. You can also actually tell what weapons will be dropped through this airdrop. If you look at the bottom right of your screen, when you're in the buying sell section, it will actually tell you what weapons, the rarity, what comes with them, and this can be a huge benefactor in a round. If you have a more aggressive playstyle, you can just kind of buy around your pricing, you can buy more meds, and then you can just be very aggressive and push up and get the better weapon. This can be definitely a bit more beneficial, and there's more strategy around this. It's very high risk but high reward around it. You can also spend all your money on just weapons and weapon upgrades and just not buy any types of shield bats, shield cells, any type of syringes or med kits. You can actually get all of these supplies from containers around the map. They're scattered, they're kind of in the wide open, but it's high risk, high reward once again. This is another strategy you can do, and it can pay off if you do it. When it comes down to their abilities, every legend, of course, has their passive ability. When it comes down to their tactical ability, they're equipped with 1, and then you can buy more in the buy and sell shop. But for each round, you have 1. For example, with Bloodhound, you have 1 scan. With Lifeline, you have 1 use of her drone. So this is a really cool addition that it doesn't recharge, because in my opinion, that would be a little bit overpowered. If you can just run around with Bloodhound and constantly scan every like 8 seconds, that would definitely be way too overpowered. When it comes to the ultimate ability, you have to wait 2 rounds to buy it. It doesn't automatically just come in. You have to legitimately buy it. The best legend lineups in my opinion are definitely Lifeline and Bloodhound. The third legend is really up to you. Bloodhound is very effective with his tactical ability since you can locate enemies close to you, and Lifeline's drone is such a lifesaver for reviving and if you don't have meds. You would think that Bloodhound is overpowered since it's 3v3 and the maps are reduced size, but honestly he's not. The 3 maps they added is pretty darn good and they're medium sized. Each map has their own feeling to it. They added 3 maps, 1 being Phase Runner, 2 being Party Crasher, and 3 being King's Canyon. The developers did a very good job of making each map feel different than each other. My favorite map is Phase Runner personally. They made the maps medium size, so if you enjoy using shotguns or long range weapons, you'll be more than fine. In the small amount of time that I had to play with these 3 maps rotating, honestly every single map had a different playstyle as well. When it came down to King's Canyon, you would have more long range weapons, and especially the new weapon, which is a bow. A lot more people were using that style of weapons and they were getting more types of high ground. On a map like Party Crasher, it was more run and gun, close range gunfights, and the rounds would always end up being a lot shorter because of the aggressive playstyle. This map, by the way, also reminded me of kind of like a Call of Duty style map, or even Rainbow Six Siege's Coastline. Just the vibes were kind of the same. Phase Runner, which was my favorite, like I said, was kind of like both maps combined, if that makes sense. The playstyle was either very close range and chaotic, or it was very long range and the rounds would last to the very end. It was very strategic and overall just very fun. Every map had its own playstyle. It was very cool. Valkyrie is the new legend. Her passive ability is her Vital Jets, which is basically just a jetpack that allows you to rotate pretty quick and get out of sticky scenarios. Her tactical ability is the Missile Swarm. At first I thought this ability was going to be overpowered, but it's actually pretty balanced. It does a fair bit of damage but stuns you when you hit people. Basically it's just a bunch of rockets that shoot out, and it's pretty darn cool. My favorite thing about Valk is her ultimate ability, which is called the Skyward Dive. Basically, what this allows you to do is either leave with or without your teammates in the sky and rotate across a map from her jetpack. It's basically like re-landing out of the ship. Valk is a hard counter to almost every legend since you have such easy rotate capability. She allows you to easily get out of sticky scenarios. For example, I can see her ultimate charge being very effective in the Battle Royale. You can land very far from the circle and you can spend more time looting, and then when the circle is closing in, you can rotate with your teammates. Or even if a team is third partying you, you could use her ultimate to rotate when you're under fire and escape that area very quick. And we all know how annoying getting third partied is. Like, it makes my blood boil. She reminds me of an operator like Amaru in Rainbow Six Siege because of the aggressive gameplay and fast mobility that you have. I can see her Missile Swarm being very effective if you can time it properly with a legend like Gibby or Bangalore's ultimate, because if you swarm an enemy and stun them and then use one of their ultimates, that can be very effective. The new weapon is the Bojack bow. It's a marksman weapon and it's fun as heck. Well, only if you can hit your shots, like me. The weapon has two functions and it varies in damage. If you don't charge it up, it only does 30 damage, and when it's charged, it does 70 per shot. 90 if you get a headshot, of course. This weapon reminds me of the Wingman. It's high risk, high reward. So if you have trigger discipline and an accurate shot, this weapon is definitely for you. The bow also has two hop-ups that you can equip. One turns the bow into a shotgun and the other allows you to fire the bow faster. You can equip both at the same time. It's a medium range weapon, but honestly you can use it in both short and long range and still be very effective. The great thing about this weapon is you can pick up your bows once you shoot them. If you miss and shoot at like a tree or a rock, you can run up to it and pick it back up and it'll go right back into your ammo. This bow is probably the most satisfying bow and arrow type weapon I've used. Comparing to other games like Call of Duty and Red Dead Redemption 2, this is hands down better. Overall, I think this update is going to be absolutely amazing. It's the best and biggest update we've ever seen from Apex, and honestly, they're just one-upping themselves. They're constantly releasing great content, and this is just a prime example of the amazing work that they've done. I think they definitely took a game mode or gameplay that's kind of like Valorant, kind of like CSGO Wingman, and they knocked it out of the park with this new 3v3 style game mode. I am going to be very excited to see how this ends up in pro play and how it ends up in the ranked. Don't get me wrong, I love the Battle Royale ranked, but it's definitely going to be so much fun playing this 3v3 style game mode and seeing how the legends are used. There's more strategy towards this type of gameplay, and I think that's where Apex Legends is going to shine. That's why like I said, I fell in love with Rainbow Six Siege. The strategy behind each one of these operators. It's definitely going to be fun and more team-based rather than just a battle royale. I think Apex definitely one-upped themselves, and I'm so glad they invited me to play this early. So I just want to say big thank you to EA. You guys are doing great work, and thank you for inviting me to this. It made me fall back in love with Apex and just the game. I will definitely be playing this once it comes out. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure that you like, sub, and comment, and let me know your thoughts and opinions on this update. Now, Legacy comes out on May the 4th, so be sure that you come and play this 3v3 style game mode, aka Arena. It's actually so fun. But once again, thank you for watching the video. This is Garfield as Doc. One love.